Previously on Beer and Board Games.
Dixit Daydreams. The clue is Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
My God, these are wacky.
Donald Trump. No one guessed mine.
Really?
Yeah, because all the other three were more better.
Donald Trump?
I can't score for shit in this game. Welcome to Beer and Board Games, folks. Come join us for fantastic adventures in wondrous lands as we play the Adventures of Baron Munchausen game. The Adventures of Baron Munchausen game was brought to us by Sean Byram. He sponsored the entire episode. I got nothing to toast him with. Fjorbe, help! What do we got? This is scary.
Just in time for October, it's Black O-Lantern Pumpkin Stout. Brewed with pumpkin and spices from Wasatch.
There's an anise flavor that's very strong.
It's like drinking licorice.
It's like burned licorice. I actually kind of like it. So you don't like pumpkin beers?
I don't know.
What do you think of this one?
I don't think it tastes like pumpkin.
Okay. I agree. The pumpkin is very much underneath everything else.
It's not bad, but I don't think I'd go out of my way to get it inside me.
Jason, explain to us how to play this game.
We all play noblemen who have gathered here this evening to share stories of our exploits. While the story's being told, other players can put forth a coin to challenge elements of the story. After each of us have told our stories, we all take our booty of coins and we all award it to the one of us who we think told the best story.
I'm Ramsay Brambleworth, Duke of Blackthorn Mountain.
It is I, Commodore Morgan Newman of the College of Medicine at Carthage and Manchester.
I'm Lord Camblestone Witherteeth of Blankenshire III.
Excuse me?
I said I'm Lord Camblestone Witherteeth of Blankenshire III.
Camson with a teat?
I believe it's Campbellstone Witherteat. He's the third in a long line of distinguished Witherteats.
I am Baron Yonda.
I would love to share a story with you.
Oh, you would you?
I do love your stories. I love them best in front of a fireplace where the fire has gone out.
Speaking of fires going out, tell us all about that time you put out Mount Vesuvius.
My fleet had just returned from a spice run and were unloading in the harbor.
The spice must flow, don't you know?
One moment while I quaff. From deep in the hold of one of my ships, I heard a yell. It was a meek little yell, and
A yell?
a yell, like a sound that a human makes.
Or like a goat on the internet.
Shut up, Baron Yonda. You're an anachronism.
I...
A small man who'd hopped aboard the ship illegally, I fear, in India.
An illegal immigrant? What did Lord Trump have to say about that? I can only imagine. Verily I say unto you, you throw that stowaway overboard herewith, or I shall report you to the king, and he'll throw your ass out of England.
Is what he said. And to him I said, I consider myself to be somewhat more of a reasonable man than you, Mr. Trump. He was not Indian, but in fact Italian, and had ended up in India by way of kidnapping. I would like to help you and take you back to your home. Upon arriving to the foot of Vesuvius, one of my scouts returned back with the grave news of a smoking tippity top of the mountain. As such, I sent my legion of soldiers to the sea, filled their water ration cups, and made their way to the top of the mountain where they began to put out the fire. But that's the story.
And so the boy found his home.
It's quite nice. What a wonderful tale that is. Don't you agree?
No.
You can tell a better one?
Well, perhaps I can.
What's your favorite tale of his?
The one about the rare, incurable disease that you contracted in Romania.
The Romanian grip.
Oh, the Romanian grip! I had been sent to Romania to collect a specimen. A smallish yellow slug.
Urine specimen.
A smallish yellow urine specimen from a smallish yellow slug.
Should you give him a quarter?
The slug in question was one of a rare species of slug named after the king of Romania, King Carlemano.
Does the slug make a noise when you squeeze it?
It certainly does.
Now, I've squeezed a lot of slugs, and I do not remember them ever making that noise.
It is because you are weak that you don't remember they make that noise.
You have to give him back the coin and give him one of yours. There you go.
If you took better care of your musculature, you would make that noise when you squoze the slug.
You're drunk.
I took the specimen and I heated it over a small flame, and I injected it into my manservant Fuhorbe. The Romanian grip had taken its grip on Fuhorbe. He perked right up.
Fuhorbe perked up, you say?
He perked right up.
Nonsense.
Double impossible.
And he smiled the smallest
Smiled? I don't think so.
Quarters,
Give me the
please.
coins. What a fascinating tale. You squeezed pee-pee out of a slug and saved the life of your manservant. What a hero you
What
are.
an adventure. Things have been crazy on our Patreon page last month. Beer and Board Games as a show is now brought to you by Gunsmith Games. Gunsmith Games selected the top tier on our Patreon page.
So they're the
Month.
sponsor of the series.
Sponsor of the whole series.
Great. They make the game Suddenly Drunk, which you can see right here.
We will be playing this on our show very soon.
It's like a game that you attach to another game.
Exactly. It's like adding a parasite to a shark.
Yeah, I didn't want to go the parasite route, but it is an apt comparison. I heard that you had an adventure in a desert,
I did.
and you were somewhat under the weather, so to speak.
Bear Nyanda, he lifted some heavy items.
And you burst a tube in your
I
pelvis.
burst a tube in my pelvis. When I rode my horse, it was very painful.
How did you ride a horse when you're allergic to such animals?
I put 17 saddles on that horse
Oh, good heavens.
so that I would be much higher than where the horse was.
There's not a horse in the world that could take a man in 17 saddles.
You're right, there's not a horse in the world, but this horse wasn't from our world. It was from Mars. In any case, it was a red horse.
So you're saying that this horse wandered around on Mars? This horse was a type of Mars rover?
It was
That's what you're
indeed,
saying?
yes.
Okay.
One day, I managed to capture it with my special lunar lasso.
Is that the lasso you received for pleasuring the harem of King Kalimano
That's right, I pleasured the entire harem of 40 women
in 1 hour?
in 1 hour
How did you do that?
with my...
Penis.
And it gave me the lasso, which spanned millions of miles to reach Mars and lasso this horse. It took
Planet.
13 years for the horse to return to our planet. But once it did, I jumped on its back and tamed it immediately with my superior skills
And his
13
penis.
saddles and penis.
You're in terrible pain.
I know that I need to get through this desert to reach an appointment on the other side of the desert that I have with a man, a business
And his penis.
partner.
Can I give him a coin for and his penis?
No?
Okay.
He doesn't have any coins left.
What was his name?
Randolph Johnson.
Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson.
Just like you with that harem.
Correct.
You had a Randy Johnson.
did indeed. My appointment with Randy Johnson was actually for the medical condition that I was having a problem with, the hernia.
What was the name of your horse?
He had no name.
You're saying your horse didn't have a name.
He had no name.
Interesting.
But how could you bear the pain?
Of
Your hernia. The owie in your belly.
there is a type of natural pain reliever in the desert. The hernia pain went away immediately, and I made it to the doctor without much difficulty.
Well, I say, that is quite a story that you've told.
There's more to it.
Oh, no.
I have the doctor. His name is Randy Johnson, and
Yes.
he's right here.
I examined this man's genitalia and I was quite impressed.
That's not what was ailing me, but he likes to examine genitalia.
I like
so.
to get the full image of a patient before I do anything. And I said, well, his affliction was cured. I pulled the splinter out from his taint and his perineum was cured and he went on his way.
Sombreros, sombreros, I want to wear sombreros
Oh, no. He's having another one of his episodes.
you would like to have nachos with me? I'm free as a bird. You can't even find me. I'm hiding in the corn maze. Doop-a-doop. Wow.
Lord Campbellstone.
It is Campbellstone.
Fuck you.
You have no respect, and you're sitting in my dining hall drinking my brewmaster's brew. You will address me
As Lord Campbellstone.
as Lord Campbellstone, you fucking cunt.
Now, we're all gentlemen and white men. You're a little dusky, I'm not so sure about you. I've got many stories if anybody wants to hear one.
There is one that I like. You told me of a pair of leather shoes that took you on a great journey.
Well, it all started at the pub in the town. I sometimes disguise myself as a commoner and I go mingle with the rabble. I was down there and there was a minstrel playing a song. Money was his name. Edward Money. He was strumming on a lute quite vigorously and he was bellowing at the top of his voice about paradise and water and wanting people to hold on to him for dear life. And I said, I must get away from this man before he deafens me.
What I heard is that you liked him so much, you gave him a pittance.
I most certainly did not. I went outside to the alleyway. I was approached by a bent old woman with a look in her eye, and I said to myself, well, it's been a while. I suppose I could go there if I had to, but no. She said, oh, I know you. You are Ramsay Bramblesworth, Duke of Blackthorn Mountain.
She checked a
She
paper.
consulted a note. I have something special for you. Come back to my hovel. And I was like, I'm going to get some now. No, she had a pair of leather shoes. So I put them on immediately. Well, what do you know? My feet started moving, and I ran out of the hovel, and I ran off down the road. For 3 nights I ran, but do you think I was tired? No, because I could just go to sleep and continue running.
What about going to the bathroom?
I
How did that work?
would just whip it out and do my business.
A
You know,
human being cannot physically defecate while running at full steam.
I was a mess by the end.
It's not a question of how messy or not messy you were. The muscles required for shitting cannot be used at the same time as the muscles required for running.
They
Here,
can if you are wearing magical shoes.
Oh.
The third day I arrived at a land I did not recognize. There were wondrous sights to behold. I must be in the fairy realm. At this point I found that I was in charge of my own locomotion. So I walked over to the castle. This is the Duke of Blackthorn. Let me in. I wish to speak with you.
Was the land you were in so informal that you were able to not use your full name?
Yes.
How were they to know which...
Another coin.
How were they to know which Duke of Blackthorn?
Big mouth.
If you don't tell them you're the Duke of Blackthorn Mountain.
You're right. I messed up.
Oh,
Now shut the fuck up for 2 seconds.
I'm trying to...
so I can tell a story.
Coins on you, you cum rag.
Oh, are you going to take that? He called you a cum rag.
That is my middle name. I don't like to talk about that.
So what is your full name?
Ramsay Cumrag Brambleworth,
Very good.
the Duke of Blackthorn Mountain. The drawbridge lowered and I was invited inside. Everything was dark. Everything. I'm telling you everything. Couldn't see a goddamn thing. Dark. You understand what I'm saying to you?
I understand darkness.
I saw a light, and I followed it. There was an old man there with a crown on his head. He said, I am the king of the fairies. And he looked at my feet, and he said, oh, where did you get those? And I said, they were given to me by an old woman. That old woman was my wife, the queen of the fairies. She went to live among the humans, and I cursed her. Those are my shoes. But when he put on the shoes, they ceased being old leather shoes, and they magically transformed into golden fairy shoes.
Oh.
I returned to my kingdom, and that's where I've lived since then. For that was my last great adventure.
It's a marvelous story about your own personal tale that no one else witnessed, and that you certainly didn't cure any diseases.
It's almost the end of the show. I'm surprised we haven't had a visit from Baby Cookie.
Probably really busy. I just probably doesn't have time to. Oh, no. Okay, I
There
guess
she
you did.
is. Hi, Cookie. How are you?
My boyfriend broke up with me.
What? Your boyfriend?
Yeah, his name is Baby Leroy.
Oh,
But as
that's-
far as I'm concerned, his name is Mud.
Why did he break it?
Broke up with me on the Instagram.
Oh, he didn't even contact you personally?
Nope.
What were his
He
reasons?
sent me a photo. He said, I don't want to be with you no more.
But how did the photo say that?
He was holding a sign. Well, it occurs to me that relationships are difficult, so what I've come to you with are some dating tips.
Oh, great. Really
I
could
want to
use some...
help you out.
That's great.
I don't want the same thing to happen to you to happen to me. You get dumped. Tip number 1. If you want to impress your date, you got to take him down to the Red Lobster. I like to go there and eat them scrimps. Damn, they good. Baby Leroy took me there twice. I said, I don't ever want to leave.
The
really
Cheddar
good.
Bay biscuits are really
I
good.
got the all-you-can-eat scrimps. And I ate and ate, and my belly was sticking out so much, they said, you got to leave. And I said, fool, put that plate down. I ain't done with them scrimps.
Okay, well, what's your second tip?
I don't got no second tip, but just that one. Go to Red Lobster. That place is off the hook.
Wait a minute. This sounds like a paid endorsement for Red Lobster.
Oh, you got me.
Wait a minute. Red Lobster
Red
paid
Lobster
you?
paid me to endorse the product. I'm a corporate shill. Well, anyway, I'm still sad. You guys, you got any ideas to cheer me up?
Yeah, you could go to Olive Garden.
Do they got scrimps?
They have shrimp in the tortellinis and the pastas.
Well, I could give it a try. I gotta go sit in the bathtub and listen to baby Penelope banging on the walls. I'll see you all later.
Goodbye, Cookie.
Bye-bye.
I'm really sad that Baby Cookie is going through all that.
Breakups are rough, especially for babies, you know.
Vote on which story we thought was the best story.
So, yes. So then I go second, and then that's
You
all
only
I
have one quarter?
That's all I have.
I will also give my stack to you.
Then you have to give your stack to someone.
Wait, so I decide the winner?
No, you decide who you give your fucking stack to.
Yeah, and I
What
decide
was
the
your
winner.
favorite story?
Fairy Lady Man.
Woohoo!
Gadzooks! Folks, we had a good time tonight.
We learned how to interpret images into words.
In the game Dixit.
We learned how to tell engaging stories from our past that were completely and utterly true.
And we learned about the importance of the silver coin.
Indeed. We hope you've learned about the importance of our show, Beer and Board Games, and that you will join us again forthwith in a mere half a fortnight when we return to you. Good night.
Hiding in the corn maze.
Thanks to everyone who submitted ideas for the Beer and Board Games beer. We've selected the top 4 from your suggestions. Vote on your favorite, and the top choice will get made into actual Beer and Board Games beer. The link is in the description. Voting ends on October 23rd.